talked about ownership. I see a lot of artists selling their catalogs. I saw 2 years ago, I believe Irv sold Bird Inks for 300 million. What
Right.
are your thoughts on both?
Um, it's all that's all individual. That's based on each person. Again, how do you turn down these type of deals is the question. Coming from where you came from. That's the question. Can you, and they know that. See, this is what do they call it? Big bank takes little bank, right? Again, but now if they give you that kind of money, it takes them a long time. They're playing the long game. They have to build out a long time to get that money back and start turning profit. It doesn't happen like 1, 2, 3. You're talking about 12, 15 years minimum before they start seeing profit. Um, but yeah, it's an individual. I don't want to say. I want to say there's a preference that you have to keep your masses or not. Look, it just depending on each person in the state they're at that moment. And when I hear like cases like, let's say Taylor Swift, and she was complaining that she was mad that Scooter bought his masters. Just remember Michael Jackson bought the Beatles, and Paul McCartney was mad because of that. But Paul, you had the money, homie. You could have bought it. What are you mad at Mike for? It's just that a black man bought the Beatles. That's all it was about. That's why Michael was blackballed at the end of the day. He owned Sony Publishing, but no one wants to talk about it. They always want to make like Michael was crazy or something. No, that man wasn't crazy. Super smart, sharp businessman. I had the honor and pleasure to meet with him. Um, again, it's sad where we are in this place, man, of life and business and all of our obstacles we have to get across. So when you ask me about ownership, of course, but they also have all these other things that can make it very hard for you to stay as the owner. Just remember that. They have a lot of different things. I'm sure you heard Kanye's rants. These are what his rants was about. He just wants to make the clothes and build things out and create. And they own all the factories he has to go to, so they don't give him the deals he wanted. That's all it was about, the rants, for the most part. And he felt like, damn, I'm helpless. As much as big as I am, I'm a midget compared to these giants and how far they are and the money they make and how they have all of these business. But, I always look at things like that. We're in a race. They had a 400-year head start. You understand? We're behind. That's all it is. And in order to catch up, we just have to try and own and do business with each other the best way we can and be profitable, where most of the time they could come in and offer a better deal. And if they come in and offer a better deal, are you man enough to say no for the culture, for your people? That's the facts. Most of you guys don't have the balls to do that. That's the reality. So, I don't know what to tell you. That's really, it comes down to as simple as that. As simple as that. If we really want to make change and really want to move, it has to be, we're going to hold our nuts and deal with the money we make and keep going with us. You can't stop it. Now, I say that, and I have partners, and every partner knows who I am and what I'm about. I'm about black and brown, and I'm not wavering, and they understand that. That's the only way they could partner with me. So it may make me work a lot harder to get the things I want because I didn't sell out. And that's what I face. But I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying? But that's the facts. That is the facts. Even when I talked about my distribution business, you see all the companies that have distribution. I'm 10 years, go back 10 years, see how many distribution companies it was. Okay? I'm that early. And I was even earlier than that. My business plan I wrote back in 07. 07. I wrote a distribution for digital distribution in 07. Yeah. Let that sink in. Like there's no one out there that was even thinking about this shit. Now that's all it's about right now. See, this is, that's when I know the universe, I'm right where it's supposed to be. But it's a harder grind when I talk that distribution to the other side and they're not really want you to hear that. They don't want you to own that. They don't want you to keep that. So it may make me take a little longer than some of these other companies that was able to raise a lot of money, from them and get into bed with them in that way.